Hello everyone, welcome back. So coal tar is a thick, dark, foul-smelling byproduct of steel making. Decades ago, it was mostly a waste problem for someone else to deal with. One company built its entire existence around refining it into useful chemical products and has spent the years since quietly becoming one of the largest players of its kind in the world. Today, that same company is trying to become something else entirely. A supplier of materials for lithium-ion batteries, the kind that power electric vehicles. It just commissioned its first battery material plant. It's targeting a market worth billions of dollars globally by the end of the decade, and its stock is trading within a whisker of its all-time high, at a market capitalization north of 37,000 crore. This isn't a hidden gem nobody has noticed, it's the opposite. A business the market has already noticed enthusiastically, and the real question is whether that enthusiasm is pointed in the right direction. The company's core, decades-old business is refining coal tar into a range of specialty chemical products. Two of the biggest categories, coal tar pitch, a key input used in aluminum smelting, and specialty carbon black, used in tires, plastics, and coatings, where the company runs the world's largest facility of its kind at a single location and sits among the top handful of global producers. This is genuinely unglamorous, deeply technical, commodity-adjacent chemical manufacturing. It has also been the engine funding everything the company is now trying to become. Over the last couple of years, the company has been deliberately layering new businesses on top of its core. The most ambitious is battery materials. It recently commissioned its first anode material plant on in-house technology and is developing lithium iron phosphate cathode material. Separately, it has revived a well-known, long-dormant Indian tire brand, entering passenger and eventually commercial and off-highway tire manufacturing. Three very different businesses sitting under one roof. The battery materials push is genuinely ambitious. It's just commissioned its first anode material plant, built entirely on in-house technology. It's developing LFP cathode material too, targeting 40,000 metric tons annually over time, with an initial 2,000 metric ton milestone expected within the next few quarters. It has also signed a licensing deal for silicon carbon anode material and taken a stake in an international battery technology company to help validate its materials in real-world use. The legacy carbon and chemicals business sells largely to industrial customers, aluminum smelters, tire manufacturers, and other industrial buyers, both domestically and through exports. Sticky, relationship-driven B2B selling. The battery materials business doesn't have a real revenue base yet. Its future customers would be battery cell manufacturers and, indirectly, India's still developing EV industry. And the tire business sells into a consumer and OEM market that's entirely different again, competitive, brand-driven, unrelated to the other two segments. Specialty carbon black and coal tar pitch sit in a global industrial commodity chemicals space where this company already holds a genuinely strong, well-established position. Battery materials is a completely different landscape, capital-intensive, technology-dependent, and dominated globally by established players, particularly out of China. India's own cell manufacturing capacity is still small. This is a genuinely long-horizon bet, not a near-term earnings driver. The core business has been performing well. For the year ended March 2026, consolidated revenue came in at roughly 4,660 crore, EBITDA reached about 1,006 crore, up close to 19% year-on-year, and profit after tax rose to approximately 755 crore, up 36%. It's worth being clear this strength is coming overwhelmingly from the legacy chemicals business. The new bets aren't moving these numbers yet. Management has set a public target of more than doubling profit after tax, from roughly 555 crore in FY25 to over 1,100 crore by FY28. That's a genuinely aggressive target, and it's worth treating exactly as what it is, a stated goal, not an achieved result. A large part of hitting it depends on battery materials and tires actually scaling as planned. The balance sheet is genuinely conservative for this scale of expansion, debt to equity around 0.16, largely self-funding its growth. Dividend yield is close to negligible, at 0.11%, which tells you plainly where management believes the money is better used right now. Current ROE sits at about 22%, ROE around 18%, healthy figures that largely reflect the strength of the established chemicals operations. The number worth watching closely is the incremental ROEs on the fresh capital going into battery materials and tires. If those businesses eventually earn returns comparable to the existing 22%, this reinvestment will have been value-creating. If they earn meaningfully less, today's healthy blended ROEs will gradually get diluted. A few risks worth naming plainly: to unproven, capital-intensive new businesses layered onto one established core, a globally competitive, China-dominated battery materials market being entered from a standing start, an ambitious profit target depending on execution across multiple new fronts, valuation that already reflects a fair amount of optimism, trading close to its 52-week high at APE near 47. And commodity and cyclical exposure in the core business, tied to steel, aluminum, and tire production cycles. A quick reminder, this is educational content, not investment advice. Please consult a SEBI-registered advisor before making any investment decisions. At the current price, the company trades at a market cap of roughly 37,400 crore, a PE of about 46.8, and close to 8 times book value. That's a growth stock valuation, not a value one, for a business that is still, by revenue, overwhelmingly a coal tar and carbon black chemicals company today. The market is already pricing in meaningful success from the newer bets, years before they've proven their unit economics at scale. The core business, on its own, looks like a case study in quiet compounding. The two new bets layered on top are where the real uncertainty, and the real upside if it works, actually sits. So, which company is it? Every figure and risk in this video comes straight from a full second source report, including the company's identity, ticker, and complete financial history. Link in the description. If this was useful, subscribe. See you in the next one.